Alright folks, my computer is having so many issues. I can't even record off OBS, which is something I really wanted to do, but it's okay. This can be a quick one. So what I'm going to do is show you how to get some nice cinematic strings going. It does not matter what VST you use, what DAW you use. Pretty much this technique is universal for any type of plugin. Sample, whatever. You can do this with samples, which is something I have did in the past. But pretty much, if you want your strings to sound big, like for skits, your beats, jingles, audio, movies, you kind of want to follow this. To be honest with you, it's not going to be a good context for a beat unless it's like slam poetry or it's just complimenting the end. You really can't rap over something like this unless you're like, some sort of lyrical, miracle, spiritual, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna rap over some strings because I'm different, 2015 type beat man. Alright, so I'm gonna use expand because I've been doing this for a while and this is what I came up on, and it's easy and it's here and I've had it forever. So you're gonna start off with these bright strings. It's just kind of like this. Sounds spooky. Space horror type jam, you know what I'm saying? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna load up a string here. What's one I like? Gonna use bigger format strings. I'm sure this is beautiful. It sounds computery. It does not sound real. It does not sound authentic. So I'm gonna put the attack kind of over here. You kind of want it to start not so quickly. Alright, so it sounds okay. I have the decay a little bit down here. Watch this. Let's experiment with it. Slowly winding down. Now I wanna kind of play a little bit of a joke. Now if I put the release all the way up here and I play a chord, my phone is about to die, but if I put the release over here and I just press a key or a chord, watch this. I let go of this 25 minutes ago and it's still going. I pressed it for like a few seconds and it's going to be going forever. It's just not going to ever stop. The beat goes on like the Whisperers. You turn the release up too high. The track will never end. You're going to have a 40-minute song. This is not going to stop. It can't stop. Won't stop. Forever and ever. This is what you get. The game ain't stopping, baby. I think it's done. You done? Okay. So I turn the release up all the way over here. And if you took the release and just put it down here, sounds like a modern age sci-fi thriller. The alien just transformed into the mother of the protagonist, and he's like, yo, he says your mother, and then he starts morphing into the dead mother of the protagonist, and he's like, oh, mom, oh, stuff like that. So this is standard right here in the middle, which is not natural either. It sounds like the computer is trying to stop itself. So what you want to do is have the release a little bit up here to a level where it's gonna stop eventually this year, today, but sound like it's being played and sound like there's some oomph in it. Oomph. You hear that? Alright. Cut off. I'll show you what the cut off does. not even playing anything. I don't know right now. It's just cutting itself off. It is choking the sound. So like, I'll put it up here. It's sticking around a necessary amount of time to give it some sort of realism. So if you're like doing a tense scene for a reality show, movie, it works out that way. Interlude, I do a lot of album beats. I'm not really like, making something for the radio. This is, what I'm best at. It's just kind of getting songs that people will rap to, that people, listen to more or less outside the context of the popular song, which is fine. And a lot of these things have these little sections in it just to let people breathe and reflect. We ain't finished. I turned the pan down a little bit like this. So you want the pan, the left side of your ear to kind of have some sort of different vibe, and then the right is just kind of gonna melt together in a beautiful, beautiful way. I like to put a pad with my strings, but I'm going strictly strings. I want a big orchestra. Lex Luger, what's that composer that does a lot of these compositions? He does The Darker Knight. He did like a lot of different movies. It was Danny Elfman. He uses a lot of strings. He just wants to make everything sound as massive as possible. So big legato strings. It's just going to be kind of mono. You see, it adds a lot, but it's too much for me. So I'm going to turn down these strings. Turn this down a little bit. And then what I'm going to do is pan it over to the right. So you want to have left and right have a different type of feeling to it. Now I'm going to alter the other string, and you can do this, like I said, with a sample. You can do this in 2 different plugins, any DAW, whatever you need to do. Just Expand makes it convenient enough to have everything right then and there for you. So I'm gonna make my start time a little bit ahead. You can do this in even massive too if you're really a sound nerd, which was me back in 2015. That's a lot of work. I'm not creating any more sounds. That was some craziness. I was a demon back then. I was on some crazy time, but I ain't doing that no more, I'll tell you that much. So I'm gonna have this all the same. I'm gonna put the attack up here a little bit, put the release up here. Let's see how it sounds. Champion sounds, baby. Let's hear it in the context of a track. Now, this is a track I've been working on. This is more or less for sync purposes. I'm trying to get this on TV or like an H&M ad. This is like a house type of joint. But listen. How would the strings fit in? You're gonna turn it all the way down, right? It seems like that's a little too heavy. The beat already has a lot of stuff going on. There's so little room to expand on it. The low end is already being used. What am I gonna add? You see, all right. Nice pad I kind of got going too. Altered almost in the same exact way. be playing the string, fourth octave, baby. All right, on the strings right now. I think it's a little much, but I like it. A little too much string. There we go. So everything is subjective. Nothing is concrete in music. When it comes to music production, you can do almost whatever you want. You can literally just slap on a limiter on the master track and say it's mastered, and literally an album will pick up the track, excuse me, and you will be placed. I've heard very badly mixed songs on the radio. I've heard amazing songs just collect dust on SoundCloud, mixed beautifully with the best sounds possible. Everything can be done in whatever way you'd like to. But if I have to choose between having real sounding strings or synthetic sounding strings, I would most of the time use the synthetic kind of strings because it more or less matches the beat you're making, the track you're in, the track you're on. This is a very cinematic, very cinematic, Marvel cinematic universe. If I wanted to beat with a string with a huge delay on it, like I'm waiting for like a tense scene in a hood movie, bro, I don't know. I would hire an orchestra. You know, it's all subjective in what you like. I like this sound, but it's not used all the time. I'm not going through the whole rigmarole of, formatting a sound, spending 12 minutes trying to get it perfect pitch and tune, when I can just choose something preset that sounds like I don't know, from a Fisher Price toy. Who cares? Don't take it so seriously. But it has been fun. Drop a like if you learned a little bit of something today. Have a good one, folks. Bye bye.